Hey, field agents, the FBI here. I've been making some of my battlefields, and apparently I was using the wrong setting, and it was only good for people on the computers. So this is a more mobile-friendly version, um, getting it ready for the All Stars. But this live event, I just wanted to go over we was going to go over some of the things you need to do to prepare for the last round of Battlefield. Uh, Maximize your chances and just look at some of what's working. After I give me just 1 minute here, get one round. I'm out and about today and not at my house, so I don't have all my goodies to have my monsters on demand. And we gotta find a manual. And hopefully the team will start sharing monsters after they see me online. One more. Let's get one more. Oh. I think I might take a C1 if I don't get something. I done used my two marches. I got two marches that's for the higher level monsters. This is horrible. I thought I'd just find them. It's taking too long. Jesus Christ. Alright, we're not going to deal with this. Okay, let's get back into what we were doing. So, going into this, you start with the council building. If you got, when you're on offense, make sure you're using the best that you got. But if you have an extra person, like, look at the 5th star. It goes to your ground attack on both sides of the defense and offense. The red star 1, 2, and 4 is for defense. Your yellow star 5, red star 3, red star 5 is for offense. And that'll be true on all of these. But if you can put, like I said, when you're on defense, make sure you maximize this. On the promotion items, you'll notice the governor is for solo people. The commander is for defense people. The marshal is for rally people. Play it to your strengths. Don't go against your playing style. If you know you're not a big solo person, don't invest heavily there, because them little green things are so hard to get. Those little jade, emerald, dragon things on the bottom are very hard to get, and they go up very high. You got 4,000. And level 4 is 8,000. And you don't get very many, especially if you're not coining heavy. But even if you are coining heavy, they're still hard to get. So like I said, pick and choose to your strengths on what you decide to invest in. If you know you're a defensive person, don't waste those on the governor. Put them on the commander. And if you know you're a big rally joiner, put them on the marshal. Save them until you unlock this building. Trample Arch, no count. Alright, next thing is the victory column. Maximize this the most you can. It increases your general basic attributes 8%. Also, before you level up any buildings, it does your construction speed, your research speed, and your march reduction. Now, what this does is, when you look at it, it's going to raise all your attributes. And the construction and research is going to save your skips. And the march reduction is, if you're the rally leader and the time it takes you to get to a Munster and back, it's going to increase that time, yielding a higher output of Munsters per week. And if you're a rally joiner, it's going to make you miss less marches. But let's look at what, when you raise the attributes, you're going to raise your HP, your attack, your defense, and your death to wounded. So, even if you're going up 1%, that's a huge thing overall. Doctor over there.
Well, we got 20 minutes.
When you get doctor.
20 minutes. Oh, everybody loves my pants.
Now, next thing we're going to do is the spiritual seals. Spiritual seals, you have to get your spiritual beast to level 10. Hold on, I'm driving in a parking lot. You get the spiritual beast to level 10, and you'll have 5 to 6 items to choose from. Most of them I have. Which way am I going?
There's office right there.
Okay.
Well, I said if you wanted to go there, we got time. We got 20 minutes. You just park up here and walk across it.
Okay.
I'm going here too.
Each one's going to have an item for each class of attack. So if you want to specialize in one thing, you can, if you have them all unlocked. Or if you just want to do like a general overall improvement,
Park you in the shade if you want to go.
you can do them evenly across the board and try to unlock the let's look at them. Okay, like this one is for march, mount. That's for range. That's for siege. That's for ground. And that's for in-city. That'll be your defense. So what that does is that's offense, offensive mount, offensive range, offensive siege, offensive ground, and one item of defense. So if you understand what this is, the secondary item is for sub-city ground training. March to Munsters, gold, construction, gathering. So that secondary item is to decide. If you got a farm account, whatever. For a war account, we would pretty much be looking at the sub-city training speed. But If you want to specialize in range, we would go here, go to the second seal, offensive ground, offensive mount, defensive siege. Now the defensive one's here. Offensive range, offensive siege. Well, there's your offensive range. Now as you do them, they'll get more expensive. On the bottom, you'll see 125 dragon crystals and 12,000 gems. But that's for level to go level 7. I mainly do siege, but I wanted a little bit general overall. I did a whole lot of offensive siege. But at the same time, I value the defensive siege. My defense is critical, and my offense is super critical. So like I said, you get 4 offensives, 1 defensive. We'll do the next one. It's going to be the same thing. Offensive mount, defensive mount, offensive siege, offensive range, offensive ground. And I'm not going to repeat it, but the rest of them are going to be the exact same way. So use these, and if you're super corner, I think I might qualify in there. Do them all, but focus on one thing. If you're not super corner, pick one thing and just dig into it. Do you want to be the baddest trap house in the world? Okay. You come in here and you find all of them that are in city, starting with in city mounted if you're a mount trap house. But at the same time, you need to put some value on the other in-city mount and on the other in-cities. If you have a farm and they don't, and you know, you need to be looking at that second item, all resources critical or the gathering. And that wraps up the seals. But I heavily tell people you need to specialize in one item. Specialize in one item, but do a gradual graze of all items. Unless you're not a corner and you're just playing for free, you need to pick one thing and dig with it. They don't have the option to do all plus one. Pick one thing and run with it. You mark it, you know, I think pick one thing, run with it. As long as you put a super there, you should be getting that, killing that daily. If you're coining, always get your Stanimas here, or everybody should be getting their Stanimas here, especially if you're on my free Never Buy Stanima Again program. We use your double thing on the Stanimas. I use my double thing on Stanimas and on siege defense. No, I don't buy those. Yeah, these siege defenses I'll double up on. Because there's not a coining advantage to siege defense. All you got is what's in the black market. I buy training because you'll never run out of training. I buy healing I buy training, I buy healing, and I buy all the defensive staffs and all. And then you come up here. I'm about level 10'd out. Got a couple of them still in the 9s. But that helps a lot when the siege comes. Alright, I gotta drive again. It's gonna be about a minute. We're just going back and forth across the parking lot. The wife's going to doctors and stuff, and to the stores.
Coincidence.
Okay, shopping. Next check off. Another part of scoring heavy in the BOCs is I score heavily on reinforcing. Okay, I'm parked now. Okay. Let's try to find them back when they were alive. Alright. So we come in here. Get you a good combination. This one I did range and siege. This was a blanket coverage. I did not place this whenever they made the attack. I set blanket coverage, range and siege, ground and siege on several players and start the rallies. Because I don't have time to wait on somebody to set an attack and then move it. I'm more focused on who I'm going to attack next than to do reactatory sins to. So we see the ground didn't do much, but they didn't lose any. The range didn't do much, lost a little. The mount didn't do much, didn't lose nothing. Siege mopped it up at 1.5 million kills. Down here the siege got me another 1.3, and then 700,000 all together. I lost 250, and I got a little over 3 million kills. Here's my teammate. Now he racked it up. This was a reactatory. You can do better for reactatory. He sent a big mount and got the same. He got the same 3 million. He might have done 2 or 3. He might have done 300,000 more kills than me. But he planted it there after the rally started. And here's another one. I'm reinforcing. You don't score the points if you don't put the troops in. If you don't put a big, hefty amount of troops in, you don't get a big scoring. Because the scoring except here, he got 200,000 and he gave him, that he mopped up on a little amount of troops. Put a lot of troops in for a lot of points, but hell, 500 gave 1.5, 700 gave 1.3. It was a siege rally. So I'm gonna do another one. It's a different guy. Siege rally again. Here's a different setup. This is Zuka. I had been using Edward, not Edward Tech, but the other Edward. And this was the first time using this guy. He's not even level 45 yet. So this would have been his second or third time. But this combination is critical to 5. I got 7 million kills. I'll say this time, that same guy that did better on me on the first one, I got it this time. He sent a solid 1.8 in, and Eric got some solid results. High level siege. But his second general didn't make sense. But he still did good. What a T11 us. Yeah, T11 us. And we just put too much support in. Alright. There'll be a different one. Last one. Yeah, don't do that. It shows 2 people. He sent 22,000 T1s. This is my old school one. This is ground and range with a little bit of siege. What was it? It's a range rally. They totally massacred it. 5 million, or 4 million. My range got wiped. 7 million. 8 million. 9 million. 11 million. 12 million. 13. 14. 15. 16. Yeah, I killed a little over 16 million in this rally. I killed 16 million of these troops. But you gotta look at what we're doing. I got a Dimitri and a Harold. 515s, 500, 800, almost 814s. And that's a pretty good setup for it. Alright, we won't get into that, but y'all see where that would have been some massive points. And that attributed to the scoring. Hey, Growler. I can see the messages right now. So we have to we just have to make sure. Now I got this one, but you got to make sure your embassy officers are super, because you want that 40, 40, 40. You get that 40, 40, 40. And then you get all these. You get all these extra percents. And by the time you get done with all the stacking of the things, for every one troop you have reinforcing, they're worth 3. Because you do 40, 40. You go on a calculator. 1 times 1.4 times 1.4 times 1.4 times 1.4. You end up with 3. So if I send you 6 million support, I sent you 18 million, because I enhanced it with the multiplier 0.14 like 6 times, 8 times or something. So you make a lot of points supporting your teammates. And the best thing to protect them with is siege and ground. Because the two main things you're going to get hit with is siege and range. And both of those are easily damaged by siege and ground. Alright. Next thing we're going to look at, well, I looked at the academy. This point in the game, the academy up to here should be completed. The advanced military done. You should be working on the advanced military much as you can. If you mount T1 trap, you should definitely come down and get these extra 40% for your mount. If you're a big player over 6 billion, you definitely want to come and get these sieges. These trap things should be the last thing on your concern. Traps don't do that much. This should be the last thing on your concern. Archer, same thing. Skip them now. You got more important things for your concern. Let's see. Yeah, I need to do a research. I always do this. We'll get to those next. I stay broke. I'm back to 54 million gold. Um, over here to these, the specials. Level 7's critical. You'll get it's like a 10% boost on this. 5%. So you go at 5% when you go from 6 to 7. There's 15% when you go from 6 to 7 on this. But the kicker here is that march size and the enemy troop attack. That's going to allow you to hit with your range and your siege and not get hurt from the enemy. 5%, 7.5 here. The egg, you think it's just for gathering, but it's as your siege. 10%, 15 on your ground amount. We'll go here. Another 10% on HP. 15 for the siege and range. Enemy range attack, 12.5%. You get 8% on debuffing everything. What am I missing? I covered all that. Let me pop 5 things here. Oh. Okay, back to it. Here's the thing that I see most players mess up on. What? Hold on. That's weird. I'm up to date and it won't show me my picture. It's your troop build. When you get attacked by somebody, you know the siege gets hit first. And then after siege is gone, the range gets hit next. So build your troops accordingly to that. So here, my siege is the highest number because they're overshadowing these 3. Now once they're gone, you'll see the range and the ground are even. and the calves are about 20% below them. And that's done not by accident. And again, we get to the 14s, you'll notice something again that happens, and it's not by accident. The siege overshadows the other builds. The range and the ground are equal, and the calves are overshadowed 20-25%. Come down here to the 13s is where it's not true. Oh no, it's still true. Siege, mount, grounding, range. By keeping that proportion, now if you thought about it, I just want to be able to draw on here for y'all. Okay. So here we go. So you got to hit this siege, and once the siege comes down, you got to hit the mount. Is the next thing that has to get hit. But now before the mount can get hit, you got this range. So this is the first thing that's going to get hit. But now the next thing that has to get hit is the mount, because the mount blocks the ground and range. But to reach these, you got these two right here that are 25% higher in volume than this. And because it's done by design that way, and in stair steps all through down the layers that way, to reach these calves, the range has to go through the range and the ground equally proportioned, because the ground's going to protect the other range. It makes it much harder to go in and just wipe them. This right here would be even much lower if they wasn't here aiding the siege. I think Wallace had a setup where there was no mount. It was just like siege, ground, and range, and then he had like super crazy ground, but the siege had no protection. That's the only reason I didn't follow his setup. Now I'll go back and show y'all some of my reports and show you where that comes in to be. Jesus Christ. The hackers are out today. Alright. This won't be long. I had a team that tried to zero me not long ago. I'll reload it. It was wanting to cut my stuff off at the 7th. Alright. We're about there. Well, that's a pretty one though. That's a pretty one. Alright, we're at the right place now. Alright. Okay. Alright, so they seized me. But because they seized me, I still had siege. Okay. They seized me. You have a layer of T4 siege. And it works. Nobody knows how it works, but T4 siege will step out and protect your higher level siege. So T4 siege stepped out and protect some of the higher level siege here. But notice, as it did, my ground range, that setup I told you about the stair steps, worked in. Now here's the next one. This is a range attack because they cannot reach my mount. Watch the murder as they try to reach it. 13, 1.5, 7.5, 2 million. What? 2.7. Alright, they take the 11 million mount. That. I take the 9, 2.4. And then the siege. Yeah. Maybe my big stuff was already gone. But the layers just eat through it. This one hurt. What was it? Sieged again? Okay. Yeah. They did the right thing here. They removed my siege. Anyway, let's not get into it too much. But y'all see where the stair stack defense works? It's the mount needs to be below the range and the your dragons. When they come up here, most everybody has this dragon. Come over here to the talent. Don't worry about none of that. Go to this one. All troop attack, all troop defense. Make that best you can. Say you want, I did 1 or 2. In city HP, critical. Get that the best you can. HP dominates. And if you got the third dragon, 1 or 3, siege and range and march size. This is so critical that you just can't put the importance to it. That important. I want it to hit 60. Okay. And if you've been to All Stars, you know, do your range, do your debuffs, get your ground dragon right, do your siege. That HP, don't forget it.
He said they should already come with it.
All troop attack, enemy debuff HP. This is critical to knock down their HP. About done. Yes, sir. Like I said, don't miss this. This little land thing. I haven't been on board with it since it started, but I seen the importance that everybody else did it, so I just started recently because I wanted to get the siege thing from the banquet of Dionysus. And those little 5,000 march bonuses seem kind of nice. Your champions. I can show you these champions. We're going to go through the champion. Make sure you're hitting these flyers up every day. Skills. Let's see. All Stars, number 2. Or number 2 is probably the most important. Maybe HP from the city, but mostly debuffing that attack. That won't be important. That won't be important. None of that would be important for All Stars. HP would be important. Yeah. Number 2, Maybe number 4. I think I can get number 4 before All Stars. Oh, last thing. I kind of hit on this a second ago. You want a strong presence of siege T4s to help you against the siege attack. You want a strong presence of T1 ground to help you against the range attacks. You want T1 mounts and T1 range to help you against the mother attacks as well. T1 siege I don't really see helping as much, but like I said, the mount, range, and ground, T1s and T4 siege. For your defense. Like I said, try to get the general stats off of that. If you do coin, try to get a flex seal. During All Stars, you should go here. Oh man, what's it? I got the Iron Curtain. If you don't have the Iron Curtain, check it out maybe. Or you should make sure the flex seals are on your generals for the assistant and the main for All Stars. Like currently I don't have nothing on him for now, but I can tell you during All Stars I will probably put either the battering ram or the siege Bautista to him, and that'll make things go better. Because we need to be protected. But okay guys, this has been long enough. I hope somebody's got some use out of it. Throw me a little thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you're not in the group. We'll see you later. And I will be streaming All Stars. Come join us.